Let's make a plant-based chocolate cheesecake right in time for Valentine's Day. Welcome back to the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show, where we make plant-based cooking easy. I'm Jill, and I'm so glad you're here because we are going to make the most delicious little chocolate cheesecake in time for you to test it before you make it for Valentine's Day, either just for yourself or for that special someone. So we're going to jump right in. First, you're going to need a springform pan. This is a 7-inch, and a food processor to do the crust. So the crust is just 3/4 of a cup of walnuts, 1/2 cup of pitted dates, and 1/4 cup of raisins. That's it. Super, super simple. So now we're just going to blend them or grind them in our food processor until it's all a really uniform shape and size. There we go. That only took like 15 to 20 seconds. It's all pretty uniform in size, and you don't even have to add any liquids to it really, because just the moisture of those dates and those raisins are going to help it stick to itself. And it can be a little bit crumbly in the bottom because the cheesecake mixture that goes on top will help it all stick together. So you're just going to press that down into the pan pretty firmly, because we are making a crust and we don't want it to completely fall apart when you get a piece. So you need to really kind of press it down into the bottom of that pan. Okay, just like that. I'm going to get the ingredients for that beautiful chocolate filling, and I'll meet you right back here. Okay, now onto this delicious chocolate filling. All right, I've got 2 cups of cashews. And you need a high-speed blender. If you don't have a powerful blender like this, you can put all of the ingredients in, and I would let them sit for about an hour before you blend it, because that'll make it much easier for it to blend together. But if you've got a high-powered blender like this one, or like a Vitamix, it'll do just fine. This is 1 cup of dates, 1/2 cup of cocoa powder, 1/2 cup of soy milk, unsweetened soy milk, but you can use whatever plant milk you like. I always just stress that it's unsweetened because the sweetness is going to come from those dates. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then 3/4 of a cup of water. And we're just going to blend this until it's really, really silky smooth. And that will take a little bit of work. Even with a high-powered blender, you're going to have to scrape it down and knock that air pocket out a few times before it gets that really, really smooth consistency that we're looking for. Okay, there we have it. If you want to come in and take a look at the consistency we're looking for, really nice and silky. So now we're just going to pour it into our springform pan. All right, and now you just want to smooth it down into your pan, just gently here. And then before you smooth off the top, you need to kind of pop it on the counter a bit. You want to knock those air bubbles out, or else the edges will be all full of pockets. So we want to create, get rid of those voids. Okay, now we can smooth out the top. And it doesn't have to be really super smooth, because there's actually a ganache top that is going to go on the top, and it's going to ooze down over the sides. But you do want, a pretty flat surface. All right, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to stick this in the freezer for at least 2 hours. And you can test it when you can take it out and you try to open your springform. If it looks like it's still clinging to the sides, leave it in for more. So it could take up to 4 hours for it to chill hard enough for you to take the springform off. Okay, now onto that delicious ganache that's going to be poured over the top. So I've got 1/2 cup of pitted dates, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons of almond flour, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then 3/4 of a cup of hot water. So this is kind of like a boiled chocolate frosting. Then we're gonna blend this in our NutriBullet until it's really, really nice and smooth. It takes a little bit just to get all those date chunks out of there, but it comes out really lovely. While we're waiting for that, I'd like to share some background on our show. The Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show is crowd-funded, which means these free weekly recipe videos, along with our entire catalog of free printable recipes on our website, plantbasedcookingshow.com, and our Plant-Based Cooking Made Easy cookbook series, are all made possible in part by the generous patronage of our supporting membership community. So if you love our recipes, I invite you to join us on our mission to make plant-based cooking easy, and follow the link in the description to become a supporting member today. There's no denying the plant-based diet is a nutrient powerhouse, but did you know there are a handful of hard-to-get nutrients even well-crafted diets are often lacking? The latest research suggests that complementing your diet with a few specific vitamins, minerals, and omega-3s will help boost your energy and keep you thriving for the long term. That's why my daily health routine includes Complement Essential. Complement Essential contains the 8 critical nutrients lacking from most plant-based diets in dosages optimized specifically for us. As a special discount for our viewers, just use code PLANTBASEDEASY at checkout to save 15% off of your order. Okay, let's check this and make sure. Oh, look at that. You can tell by looking at that how silky it is. All right, so now we got to get our cake out of the spring form. That's perfect. There we go. And then we're going to slide it onto our little plate here. And it shouldn't really stick to the spring form at all, because there's enough oil in those walnuts that it'll keep it from sticking. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Okay. All right. Not too bad. There's a couple little voids in there, but it's not bad because this is going to cover up a lot of it. All right, here we go. And as this sits, if you let it sit for a little bit longer, there's so much pectin in those dates that it starts to set up just a little bit. This is a little bit runny right now, but it's okay, because we do want it to ooze over the sides. Oh, look at that. Okay. I'm going to stop there. And if you have any left, you can always use that in hot chocolate or just to dip fruit in. So delicious. So to get it to go over the sides, you just kind of move your knife around and move it towards the edge. And it just kind of pools over the sides by itself. And because the cheesecake is still really cold, it will help this to kind of set up a little bit as you're decorating it. Look at that. Gorgeous. You got to come in for a closer look because it's so pretty. All right, now this is up to you what you want to decorate it with. I might garnish it with some fresh strawberries or raspberries just to brighten it up. And it is for Valentine's Day, so you need something red. All right, I'm going to let this sit a little bit while that sets up. I'm going to grab a plate and I'll meet you at the table for a taste. All right, it's my favorite part of the show, the eating part. Let's get a slice here. Oh, it's nice and firm. Okay. See if we can get it out of there without it breaking. Ooh, there we go. Ooh. Just a little slice just for tasting. You're gonna thank me when you make this one. So good. Chocolate lovers beware. Come on back next week for another great recipe.